Hey everybody, this is Hussein and you are very welcome in very first tutorial about Android. So, who I am? I'm Hussein Rubai, I'm software engineering, I'm dealing with research for teaching kids programming, so I want to find the best way to teaching people how to start programming. I have worked in different companies and I have a lot of apps in different store. So in this tutorial I want to teach you a best way to start the programming with Android. So I have different channel. I have Arabic and English channel. So if you want to go check my other channel in Arabic, but this is the English version. So for agenda for this today, I am gonna talk about what's Android, why Android programming, then Android programming, then I will talk about Android layout, then Android permissions. So first, what's Android? Android is open source system, is available in wide range of devices around the store. So like Samsung devices, they use Android, Sony, also Google Nexus and BlackBerry and many different devices using Android. So this means you have a lot of chance to reach many people if you develop app in Android because there is many different devices who operated with Android. So as I told you, it is open source, so any company could download it and use it. So first, why Android programming? So as you see in the previous slide, we see that it's open source. So there is many company using this open source system, so you could reach millions of people around the store. So could also the application in Android could be downloaded from different stores. So when you're done this list of tutorial, you could upload your application in Play Store or in Amazon or any different store you could download. That means you have chance to reach many people in different devices. Development environment also free. You could gain money also if you want to put your application paid or as free by putting ads inside it. So if you add ads in your application, you could gain money from AdMob and many different company. They just display the ads in your app, then you gain money in your account directory. For example, this example as you see it. Also, you could gain money by app purchases, so paid in. So okay, there's different type for getting money. So Android programming, to start with, we will use Android Studio because this is the ID that's provided from Android. So why Android Studio? Free, offered by Google, have a usability, flexibility, and shortcut. They have a lot of shortcut in the code, so you don't have to do much works. Many things are already prepared for you. Also, unit testing, you could test your application and many features. So this is the environment in Android when you open a new application. I will talk more how to create application, but let me first give you blueprint about how the project will be. So first, the layout. If you see every form when you use any app in Android, you have a layout like this layout for username and password. This is layout that is applied to the user, but how it is applied to the developer will be displayed in this way. So the text view, if you see it, will be in this way. So you see the text view have name Hussein, but in the code will be in this way. We implement in different way using XML. I will talk more with XML. So I want to tell you in this slide, any layout will be built in using XML. So this in the left side, you will see how it be seen to the users, and in the right side how it be seen to the developer. So if you look through this in the development environment, you will see this is the layout and the origin file that manages this layout in the folder named layout in all your project. A second thing, every file or every activity have Java file that manage it. So we said every activity building using XML, but there should be a file, there should be a code working behind to do some operation like doing addition or subtraction for your layout. So you have to use Java. So to get started with the tutorial, I don't say you have to know Java, but I would say you have to know basic of programming concept. I will teach you everything in this tutorial. So next, so if you look through the file, you will see the folder named Java. You will see the file that manages this layout. By the end, I know you have some confusing. Okay, let me show you. this is the activity. Every activity have two parts. One of them name it XML, that layout design, and the second thing Java file. So every activity from two parts, Java and layout file. So if you go to developed environment, this is the layout. Here is it, the layout as XML file, and there is the as Java file. So every layout have two parts, or every activity have two parts, part as layout and part of Java file that manage it. So when you add username, you hit sign in, that your data is going from layout to the Java file to do some operation for signing in or other stuff, then coming back to you as a result. Another thing, this is or Java. So this is the layout, as we said. There is a Java file manage it, but Android using a layout in every place. If you see the top menu, also it is XML file. I will go more about everything, but what I want to tell you in this slide, everything in Android is separated. So if you have a layout is different. I mean, if you have a toolbar, as you see it in app, so it is different layout from the layout that you use it for signing in. So there is number of layouts communicated with together to give you a better result and separating the concern for work. If you see this is a layout, and this is the Java file, and here's the menu. So now we know that every layout from now it's been three parts, not two parts. The first part is a Java, second part is the normal layout, and the top slide will be as a menu. So okay, now you understand many things in your layout. This is how your application work, how every activity work. Every activity have top menu, maybe have, maybe don't have. This depends on your work, but every activity could have a menu, but have to have a layout and have to have a Java file. Not have to have a Java file. Some layout may not have Java file, just we use it in other layout. We will talk more in different tutorial. But this is how is Android work. Now let's go to the next step, or the permission. You know, when you download any application from the store, they say if you are using Marshmallow, and after you will see this, if you are before Marshmallow, you will see this screen when you download the application from the store. They say, hey, this application want to use this permission. Do you agree? When you agree, the application installed in your computer. In addition to that, in Marshmallow, even if you agree when you download the application from the store, but there is set of dangerous permission. They cannot access to your permission even if you agree when you download it from the store. So you need to give him access to your dangerous permission in your application, and we will talk more about how to implement this part, how we give access to the permission in Marshmallow and after. For example, microphone is dangerous permission. You don't have to give access to any app unless the user hit agree. This is happening in Marshmallow and after. So this is type of permission. This is normal permission, like access to internet, NFC, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, alarm, and more. You could visit for Android developer website. This type of permission is normal permission. You don't have to add access into permission that's inside the code. Just you have to define the permission in manifest file. You will see it next. And here is the set of the dangerous permission. This dangerous permission, you have to define access to this permission in manifest file, and also you have to define access to this permission in the code. So if you do not define permission in the code, you could not access to them in Android Marshmallow and after, 23 and after. The set of permission like access into user contact, user SMS, user location, camera, microphone, sensor, storage, calendar, phone. This type of permission be a dangerous permission, so no one could access to it, no developer could access to it unless the user give permission to access to this type of permission. I know it's a little bit confusing for you, but you will see it in code and you'll understand everything in details. To explain this thing, if you go to your Android activities, you will see file, name it manifest file. This manifest you have to use this thing. For example, this application need to access to the network. If you see added user permission access into network, then secondly you want to use read phone state, or so I write this line for using phone state. I will talk more and more about this tag, but just this give you over like blueprint. So in the real file you will see it here. This is the manifest file. Here you define the permission that you want to access to. So now we're done from defining the main layout for a project. So let's start it.